welcome to our show. Welcome to Connections. Today we are having a very special guest and we are having high tea with Mary Louis Jensen. What makes Mary so special is that she is a psychic, clairvoyant medium, but she would never even know what that was unless someone told her. She was born this way. She just has this gift. She's given myself and many of my family and friends readings all through the years. And it just seems like I need to share Mary with other people. Mary is the most positive, optimistic person you will ever come to meet. Today we're going to go over a little bit of how Mary became psychic and, well, not became psychic, how she started to understand, what psychic was. And then we're going to go into a few of her predictions and dreams that she's had. We're going to go over a little bit about Obama and what she feels that Obama means to our country. And it's really quite fascinating. Let me ask Mary, Mary, what is the first thing you remember when, as a child, the first time you remember anything growing up as a child?
The first thing I remember was learning to walk. I was 7 months old, and I had to walk down a hall and step over a threshold, and I remember it vividly.
That's pretty amazing to remember when you're 7 months old.
Yeah, I remember the plans of the house, how the steps went down the front porch and everything.
That is amazing.
I can see it like a picture, even now.
That is just amazing. You had said something about when you were 4 years old.
So then we moved to a different house. Now the memories are around 4. I mean, they're pretty vivid. My grandmother passed away when I was 4. And she was a big influence on me because she was positive. I burned my hands very severe on a hot grate. I saw the people poke it, but I took my hands to shake it. I was only 4. Oh. And I ran to my grandmother and she says, "You're not hurt. Go wash your hands." So I went and washed my hands and never had a scar.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, and then I was in an automobile accident, and a drunk driver hit me on the sidewalk and pushed me clear across the street, and then ran over me. And they took me to the hospital in an ambulance. So my grandmother rushed to the hospital, and she says, "You're not hurt." And I got off the gurney and walked. And I didn't have anything wrong with me.
Well, what did the hospital do?
They about had a fit because they thought it was wrong.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised they let you get up and walk away.
Yeah. But they examined me and they couldn't find anything wrong with me.
That is amazing.
Just skinned up a little bit, from the concrete. Then I went to trial after that was over to the boy that hit me. And the judge asked me, "What shall we do with him?" And I said, "Send him home. He needs to go home."
Aww.
I said, "You don't be mean to him, because being mean to people never helps them. It only makes them worse."
Well, that's true. And you've proven that over the years. You're nice to people who don't necessarily deserve to be nice to.
I think if you have a problem with a person, this is just my belief, and they won't change, they get worse, then you change your attitude. You can't change theirs, but you can change yours, and you can work around the problem.
Now you say walk around a problem.
Yeah, because you change your attitude towards them. And they feel that. They know immediately that you're not hostile with them.
And then they become a better person.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Now, sometimes when we've talked, you've had dreams. You have a lot of dreams.
Oh, I dream a lot, yeah.
You dream a lot. I don't dream ever. Well, very seldom.
I even talk to people.
You talk to people in your dreams?
I have dreams about the stock market even, and stuff like that.
Now, when you dream about the stock market, that can't be very interesting. What happens in your stock market dreams?
Well, people panic too fast. They're afraid, and they're greedy, So if you just kind of go with the flow, you'll be all right.
Oh, I see. That's, oh, well, you had another money dream too. That one you were talking about, ATMs. Remember that? You said that you had that feeling that the ATMs weren't going to be able,
That they closed down.
that they weren't going to work anymore.
Mm.
And then you said something about, now this is a while ago, about money, making sure that you had lots of
You should
small-
have a stash at home, just small cash, especially $1 bills.
And you felt this way for a long time.
And I could see it coming.
And even before all these banks started going out of business, you said that about a year before that. Yeah. And I remember that, and I thought, why think about that? And then all of a sudden the banks started going out of business. People couldn't get their money, especially that one IndyMac bank. Everybody, that was horrible.
There's some good ones left.
There's some good. See, now that's Mary. She's always optimistic. There's still some good ones left. Okay, then there's other thing about sports. We used to.
I call it luck. I don't know what it is, but I can pretty much tell you who's going to win the football game for the first kickoff. I've won, say, 13 out of 15 games.
That is amazing. We're going to get a lot of phone calls on this one. Of course, you say they call you all the time.
They call me and ask me who's going to win the game.
And you say 13 out of 15 times?
I'm not perfect.
No, but that's still pretty darn amazing.
But I just have a feeling. It's just a feeling.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. No, that's an amazing feeling.
Same way with the Olympics. I can kind of predict who's going to win.
Oh, yeah. I remember years ago, this is one of your ex-husbands, and he had a drinking problem. And it was pretty severe. And I remember you said, well, I put the whammy on him. and I asked you, what does that mean? What did you do? How did you get him to stop drinking? Because eventually he stopped drinking.
I just let him know that he was too much of a real man to act like a fool, and that I loved him, and that if he didn't quit drinking, I wouldn't be around. That's all I said.
But the power of concentration, I think you really concentrated on being positive around him and getting him to stop drinking. I think it was more than just.
He decided it was a better life. To be happy.
Yeah. No, it seems to me that you did an awful lot to get him to stop drinking that. You also had another idea with people and jobs, and the other day we had children here.
Yes. I think I can talk to a young man, say 12 to 15, something like that, and I can tell what profession would be best for him. And I say that with confidence because I did it with my children.
Well, and your children have turned out to be quite successful.
And I did it with my grandchildren.
Yeah. That's right. Well, you've got quite a successful family.
You just make suggestions and help them, and know that you're on their side.
Yeah.
They like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, that's been very, very positive. Watching your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. How many do you have?
I have 4 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren.
Okay, you're doing okay. We won't talk about how old Mary is.
And they call me Go-Go.
Oh, they call you Go-Go. That's right. Yeah. No, that's so
Because
true.
every time I'm around them, do you want to go?
Well, let's see. Now, you've done some readings for people, some psychic readings, and they were pretty astonished. I'm trying to think of, what was her name, Leanne? Oh, You had told her she was coming into some money.
Oh, she laughed.
Yeah, she laughed at you. That's right. She said
She
wasn't.
says that'll never happen in less than a week. It happened.
In less than a week, that made her a believer. That was pretty great. Well, let's see. Some of the things you've actually come up with. Tell us a little more about your dreams and how.
Well, I dream every night. I dream in color. I talk to people. We talk about problems, all kinds of problems. I think most people right now, the position of money-wise, they're kind of panicking.
Yeah.
And I think that's sad.
Yeah.
Because some things you think are pushing you, making you worse, in the end it'll make you better.
Oh, when one door closes, another door opens?
Mm-hmm. It's like a story I made up about the wolves chasing the people in the forest. And they kept trying to get away from the wolves, and they did, but they chased them right into a safe camp.
Oh.
So, see, you never know.
So you never know.
And always hope for the best.
Now tell us a little, I remember you telling me more dreams that you had. Can you think of any? Any of the dreams?
Well, I could think of the present times with our new president. We're going to have different times, and they're not going to be that bad. They're not going to be that bad.
So you don't feel that it's going to be all that bad?
No.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Well, we're going to take a small break here, and we will be back in just a few minutes, and we will get into a little bit about our future and what's to be expected, what's coming up next, and a little bit about Obama, and what Mary feels about Obama and our new presidency. Thank you, and we'll be right back.
It is about balancing our choices between the gray of the concrete jungle and the stunning beauty of the real one. Between a stoic facade of granite and the fury of the canyon. Between deafness and the presence of breathtaking music. Between blindness and blinding beauty. It's why there's EarthShare, the simple way to find balance. EarthShare is the workplace giving program bringing the leading environmental groups under one umbrella. Support EarthShare, support them all. EarthShare. Please ask your employer about workplace giving. To learn more, please visit our website.
I think you should wear a tie.
Dad, nobody wears ties to school.
Tie says you're serious. It'll make a good impression. And remember, you're there to study,
to learn, and to make something of myself. I got it.
Almost half of all UNCF students are the first in their family to go to college.
They have some great architecture classes.
Dad, I'm not really interested in architecture.
Well, keep your options open. And remember, no girls until
my work is done.
And I'd make sure that I got my lunch.
Dad, you're not going. I am.
I know.
Listen, we better get going. Don't want to be late the first day in.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're the first to go, you're going for a lot of people. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
another person's attitude.
Oh, absolutely you can. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to Connections here with High Tea with Mary. And we are just having a most wonderful, interesting time here with Mary. We've been recapping her life and going over how she became, or how she understood what psychic was, and becoming a clairvoyant and a medium. Even though, if you didn't tell her she was psychic, she wouldn't even think about it. We'd like to get into right now a little bit about Obama. Mary has some interesting insight into our new president, and I think it's pretty interesting. And Mary, please share with us.
Well, I see Obama as a peasant prince and a masterpiece of God. I think he's here for a reason, and I think he has an excellent, wonderful soul. And we'll just let him go and trust him. You have to trust him. And a lot of people don't, but they're wrong. If you treat people that way, then they're going to act that way.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I think the reason he's the way he is because he was loved as a child. Not just a kid growing up, but he was loved and appreciated by his grandparents.
Well, he had quite the amazing upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very unusual for what we're used to.
Well, if you think about it, there's a lot of great men that were like mistreated, not mistreated brutally, but by not having a complete family.
Yeah.
They would have their father to be with them.
Yeah.
But they grew up fine.
Yeah. Well, he and his wife seem to have a good relationship.
Yes, they have. It's supposed to be a true love affair. They really like each other.
They
and I
seem
think
to
if you notice, observe the children, how happy they are.
Yeah, they seem very natural.
And they'll be somebody too. Those children will, because they'll be treated the same way he was. He has a very intelligent wife, and but I believe he's the one that'll make the rule.
You believe he'll be the one who makes the world what?
Safer.
Oh, safer.
And that's his goal. That's what he wants. And he tries to avoid it's impossible, all kinds of scandals and stuff, because they make them up. People love trouble, you know.
Yeah.
But he has a very strong will.
He seems to.
Yeah, he has a very strong will. I don't know the man. I'm just telling you how I feel about him.
Well, usually your insights are always very positive and they very, very true.
I think he can handle it. He's not a weak person.
No.
He can handle it.
No, he seems like a strong person.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Then you said something about that everyone feels that the times are so tough.
Yeah, but I think they're exaggerated, and I don't know what this deal is everybody's selling out. It's a copycat thing. One does it, well, I'll do it.
Oh.
And I think it'll gradually go away. It's just like an epidemic, and I think it'll be better. And I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think. Of course, that's my way of thinking.
So you don't think it's going to be as bad as everybody thinks?
Mm-mm.
The sky is not falling just yet.
It's just kind of sprinkling. It's not.
Sprinkling is not falling.
It's not falling.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, let's try and do a reading. Mary's going to do a reading for me, so you can see what it's like. And we'd like to invite anybody who would like a reading with Mary to call the station and get a reading. What she's done in the past is we will take the tea leaves, and she actually reads the tea leaves. We'll just take it up and break it up, or we could put it on that plate there. And then she'll have, myself or anyone else put the tea on there, and then you kind of touch it so you get your energy on there. and then she looks at it and reads your future, or just kind of tells you what she sees or feels for you. So, okay. Well, I'm going to read yours.
You can touch them.
Can I touch them?
You can touch
Touch them. Okay. Well, I like that design. Okay.
First, I'd like to explain that I don't actually use symbols of the tea leaves. It just gives me something to concentrate on. That's the way I do it. At first, I see you going up and downhill. You go up and you go down. You go up and you go down. That's sort of your mood. You're not sure, but you're going to turn the corner in about 2 weeks and see a very bright future. And you're investing not in material things, you're investing in people.
Oh, that sounds good.
And you're very talented at that. And you also have a lot of people that respect you. They don't always agree with you, but they respect you.
That's nice.
And you're going to take a long trip on a jet plane within 2 months.
Oh.
And it means money. It means you could get back where you belong. Nothing to worry about.
Can't argue with that.
But you just have to be sincere with these people that you're going to work with.
Oh, well, that's easy.
And you do that anyway. If you have any questions, you can ask me.
Well, going off in a jet plane, I mean, that sounds like fun. I don't see
It's
that.
it's a big plane. It looks like it might be an overseas thing.
Oh, wow.
And you have the letters JN in here. I don't know what that means. It means something to you, maybe.
JN. Jensen.
Yeah.
That means something to me.
Yeah. Everything goes up in your fortune. Everything goes up. Nothing down.
Well, and when you said I'm going up and down, I thought, yeah, I do need exercise.
See, when I first look at you, you're going around a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're turning the corner and you're going to quit doing that.
Huh.
And you're going to be more positive. Yeah.
That sounds really good. Now,
Yeah.
when I look at the plate and I look at the tea leaves, I don't see any of this.
Well, I don't really on the plate, except it gives me a point of concentration to bring my thoughts to your thoughts.
Well, that is just fun. This is fantastic. And again, I'd like to reiterate that Mary is the real thing. She's never had any classes. She's never gone to school to become a psychic. She's never done any of the things that you see out there. And I mean, I've never met anyone more positive, more optimistic. She's just about the most wonderful human being you could ever run into. And the person who introduced me to Mary said, I just met an angel. You've got to come and meet Mary. Mary is an angel, and she absolutely is. We would like to invite anybody who would like to have their tea leaves read to call the station. And also, one thing we would like to get started and do is help children, younger people, find out what their aptitudes are and what would be the most positive. Mary, please explain how you feel about children.
Yes. I met a little boy. He didn't know I was watching him, and he didn't know what he wanted to do. But I could have told him he'd be a perfect police officer, because he wants things in order. He wants to be on the right side, and he would have been fantastic.
Well, see, and that's the kind of thing that young people need. There are too many choices out there for jobs. Thank you for joining us, and we're going to continue talking here because we're just having a great time. So please come and join us if you'd like to, and see you next time on Connections. All right. Okay, Mary, tell me a little bit more.
I can
about
tell you
this.
the best way to get along with people is just love them. Just like them. And they'll like you.
Well, you can't ask
It's
for
pretty
more than
simple.
that. That's pretty simple.